Hi there, and welcome to the Peters Podcast, where today we're going to talk about Guy Fawkes Night in honor of Halloween, of course. So Guy Fawkes, Guy Fawkes Night is a celebration in Great Britain. I don't know why it's celebrated, but it is. So who Guy Fawkes was a man. I'm really bad at describing this. Guy Fawkes. Let me just tell you about him. Guy Fawkes, born in the 13th of April, 1570 to 31st of January, 1606, also known as Guido Fawkes, while fighting for the Spanish, was a member of a group provincial English Catholics involved in the failed Gunpowder Plot of 1605. He was born and educated in York. His father died when Fawkes was 8 years old, after which his mother married a Renaissance Catholic. So, he was an Englishman, presumably. And he was charged for Gunpowder Plot, which was a conspiracy to assassinate King James for 4-1. All right. He did some time in the military. He had some time overseas. Apparently he was tortured. Guy Fawkes Night, also known as Guy Fawkes Day, Bonfire Night, or Fireworks Night, is an annual commemoration observed on the 5th of November. Remember the movie V for Vendetta? That's what this is pretty much about. Remember, the 5th of November. Primarily Great Britain involving bonfires and fireworks displayed, and its history begins with events of the 5th of November 1605 OS, when Guy Fawkes, a member of the Gunpowder Plot, which I'm going to also read, was arrested while guarding explosives the plotters had placed beneath the House of Lords, which was pretty much like a common room for the political office, as well as the political office and the king and the monarchy and all that, which was the political people. The Catholic plotters had intended to assassinate the Protestant King James I and his parliament. Celebrating that the king had survived, people lit bonfires around London, and months later, the observance of November 5th Act, which I'm going to read to, enforced that the annual public of Thanksgiving for the plot's failure. So, essentially, because I think United States United States Thanksgiving is oh no, that's on a different day. So yeah, they have their own type of Thanksgiving as well as Halloween. So the reason for doing all this is because when my mom's from England, and then she moved to Canada. She she said that when she first came here, everybody was dressed up in Halloween because she came around like October, September, October, and she'd like look around and people were dressed up in Halloween costumes, and she'd be freaking out. She'd be like, "Why is everybody doing this?" And then, because she was so used to Guy Fawkes Day around this time, so this is the equivalent of the middle ground of Guy Fawkes or Halloween and Thanksgiving is Guy Fawkes Day, because people wear the V for Vendetta mask, which is the dude's face with the mustache and all that, because that is how Guy Fawkes looks. And the whole reasoning for it is that he wanted truth and salvation. He didn't feel like he got that, so that's the Gunpowder Plot. The Gunpowder Plot of 1605 in early centuries, often called the Gunpowder Treason Plot, or the Just Treason, I don't fucking know how to pronounce that, was a failed assassination attempt on King James IV. They gotta fucking figure out which King James it was, because it was one of them, by a group of provincial English Catholics led by Robert Catesby, which I'm going to also talk about apparently, who sought to restore the Catholic monarchy to England after decades of persecution against the Catholics. So they just wanted truth. They wanted to not feel like, this was a terrible injustice, because Protestant and Catholic, they didn't really get along. So that's a thing. Robert Catesby was the leader of the English Catholics who failed by Warwickshire. Catesby was born in Warwickshire. Catesby was educated in Oxford. A well-educated man. He died at the age of 32. Even though in this depiction he looks older than fuck. So yeah. I guess this is going to be a shorter video. But yeah, I just wanted to, bring light to this this event. That we do have different days. We have different days for different events. Like Halloween is a celebration observed in many countries. October, the eve of Western Christian feast of all the Hallows Day, and it begins observance of Allotide, Allotide, in liturgical year dedicated to remembering the dead, including saints, hallow, martyrs, and the departed. So it's just, giving the dead, like, oh, you did something good, that kind of thing. And around this time, my people would commemorate the fall solstice, and we'd call it Hastubla. I think that's how you pronounce that. It's Haustblot, Hastubla, or Haustubla. Haustubla is the Norse fall equinox feast, also referred to as winter finding. The feast celebrates the beginning of autumn. Typically, Haustubla occurs around the autumn equinox or the first full moon following. So this is kind of like the idea of giving thanks to the universe, so that we can make a little bit of a feast and eat some corn and shit, and just you know be cool with it. Be cool with the fact that it's getting colder and that we have to hurry up and gather up food. That kind of thing. Anyways, so essentially, Guy Fawkes Day is is what we're trying to talk about, and that is the equivalent of England's Halloween. Uh, the chem this common trend with October and November with like their celebrations are usually based upon the dead, which I've noticed, and it's bringing light to people who have been either people who made an impact on the world or who made an impact on our personal lives. So, just the most I can say is stay safe. Try not to, do things dumb, because I know that there's going to be, like, I'd much rather celebrate Guy Fawkes Day and have a bonfire and hang out with friends than see some chick wearing a sexy devil's costume or sexy cowboy or sexy nurse or sexy stripper or something. Much rather just hang out, do whatever, listen to music. But Halloween is also the commemoration of the dead and making sure that we still have them in our hearts, and I think that's pretty cool. Essentially, I'm just excited for horror movies and all that comes of it. But for the most part, that is the information that I wanted to give. Hit like, subscribe, link in the description below if you want some beard products and to grow an awesome beard. Maybe you can grow a sexy beard before Halloween comes and you'll be the sexy bearded person. I don't know. Anyways, yeah, that's really it for today. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.